Hello YouTube, welcome back to the second part of the video explaining how to cartoon yourself using Adobe Illustrator. For those that are just coming in to this tutorial, I already made a first part of the tutorial explaining how to come about this kind of line art and then adding details to it. And if you want to check that video, just check the previous video I've got on my page, and that would definitely explain how we arrived at this. For those that has been with me right from the start of this tutorial, you would recall in the previous video that I said at this point the next thing to do is to start adding colors to your artwork, and that is what we are going to do now. But before we go ahead to do that, I would advise that you open the background image on another window. You go to File, then Open, search for where you have the background image of your picture on your laptop, and then click it. Now once it's opened, you want to come to this tab and then you drag it down, then reduce the size of the tab. Now once you are done with creating another tab of your background image, you want to head over to your layer for the work you were doing before and then duplicate the background image as well. Now once you are done with that, lock every other layer, open the visibility of this and unlock it, and you want to drag it out away from the work. Okay, the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to sample colors from the background image, add it to my artwork, and then cross-check if the colors match using this window. Understand? When we go ahead in this tutorial, you would understand what I'm trying to explain better. So you want to lock the layer you just duplicated, and you want to come over to this third layer, duplicate the layer as well, lock the upper layer, and then unlock this. So you want to head over to this color palette, and then you at this point you can use any color you want. Okay, so head over to your rectangle tool, draw it over your work. Okay, and when you are done with that, the next thing you want to do is you want to right click, come to arrange, and then send to back. Now once you are done with that, a black outline should show on the color layer tab here. That is if you follow that step correctly. So if you don't, I would implore that you try it again, because that is important as we head forward. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to match the whole colors together. So highlight the whole color, then head over to Pathfinder and click match. Okay, that matches the whole color together. Okay, so you want to head over to the direct selection tool or the A key on your keyboard, click on the outer part of the image you've drawn, and then hit delete. Now that is why I said in the previous video that you should ensure that all these your outline, they join, because if at this point it does not join together, the moment I hit delete, it deletes the colors from the inner part of the image I'm drawing. So ensure this outer part of the line, ensure they meet when you're drawing your outline. Okay, so we want to start sampling each of the colors now from our background image. Now press your shift key down so that you can be able to, sample different points on your picture. While holding the shift, just click again. That means I've been able to sample the parts of the inner eye. So I'm going to head over to my background image, go to the eyedropper tool and just sample a color from there. So automatically it has added that color to my picture. Now if you are not happy with this, if you cross check with this and you are not happy with the color, you can easily change it by double clicking on this and then adjusting appropriately. Okay, that's good. So you want to head over to, okay, let's do this next. At this stage, I really don't like adding color to the face yet until I'm done working with the lips and then the eye. Then I can add color to the face itself. So what I do is I delete the color on the face by picking it up and then clicking on delete. So you zoom into the other part that still has the color and then you delete as well. Now this is what works for me, you understand? So I believe you would have to just use this as a guide to find what works for you as well, and then you just follow it, you understand? Now the next stage of this video is to start adding details to each of these colors. So I would like you to watch closely as I do that. I use the pencil tool to add details to my artwork, and in order to add detail, the first thing I do is to use the eyedropper tool to sample the image. And since I've sampled it, I try to go from the shadow. I work with the shadow first, then I deal with the highlight. Okay, the shadow is the areas that are dark, while the highlights are the lighter areas of your image. Understand? So just watch me as I add details to the eye and the lips. Now before you start adding details, you want to head over to your layer board, lock this layer and then create a new layer above it. So we add our details to this new layer so that it will not interfere with the picture, and if you need to edit anything, it will not disturb you at all. Now, since we've been able to add the details to the eye, the lips, and well, a part of his clothing, this signals the end of this part of the tutorial, and the next tutorial will cover how to add color to the face and then adding details to that color. Well, I will want to use this medium to appreciate you all for still following through with this tutorial till this part. And if you have any question whatsoever, do feel free to ask me in the comment section, and I will attend to each of your questions. Thank you very much. I remain Snapchat.